Hey mamas, if there is one product that I could encourage you to purchase for your pregnancy and birth, it would be a birth ball. So if you don't have one already, this is your sign that it's time to get one. Birth balls can relieve a lot of tension during pregnancy. They promote better posture for mama, which in turn can help with baby's positioning in the womb. And during labor, they are a great tool to find comfort and can be used to help with certain positions to create more space in the pelvis for baby to come through it. In this video, we are covering what positions you can use during labor with a birth ball to keep labor moving forward. I'm Bridget, a childbirth educator, birth doula, and a prenatal and postnatal fitness specialist, and it's my goal to help prepare you for the most positive birthing experience by building up your mind, body, and team. If you're not a part of this community here on YouTube yet, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell so you don't miss any future videos. All right, before we hop in, it's important to understand some basics of the pelvis. So the top of the pelvis is the inlet where baby has to enter through first to engage in the pelvis. When baby is engaged, they are in the mid pelvis, and as baby moves down further, they will reach the pelvic outlet, which is the bottom of the pelvis. So there are various levels of the pelvis, and mama's movements can increase or decrease the space within those levels of the pelvis. So depending on where baby is in the pelvis, certain movements can be used to help open that space up. We dive in deeper to this information and positions in the Built to Birth course, which is linked in the description below. But you can always check out the free mini birth class as well, which is also linked in the description. So right now, let's talk about how to use the birth ball to do some of those movements. I'm using my favorite birth ball by the Birth Ball Company, which is linked down below for you to get if you don't already have a birth ball yourself. And if you're not sure what size to get, they also have a guide on their website that you can check out to see what size is going to be best for you. Okay, so we are going to start with opening the top space of the pelvis for baby to come through, which is the pelvic inlet. And this is usually early into active labor that we're focusing on opening that top half of the pelvis. So to do this, simply sitting on the birth ball can help as an active rest position that is really comfortable as labor is starting to pick up but isn't full-fledged yet. As you're sitting on the birth ball, proper posture is a tall spine, not slumped over, with your knees at about a 90-degree angle and your feet flat on the floor. Your legs should be in a wide stance, but not uncomfortably wide so that they're falling together, but also not so close that they want to fall apart. So from this seated position, you can do hip circles where you're drawing a circle with your bottom in one direction and then switching to the other side, really focusing on tilting your tailbone under your bottom as you are rolling forward. You can also do figure eights where you're drawing the number 8 with your bottom. It's a great movement that you can do to help open that pelvic inlet, and you can do it from side to side as well as from front to back. And then pelvic tilts are also great to do either on the ball, tucking your tailbone under your bottom and then rolling it back and away, or doing it on your hands and knees with your upper body draped over the birth ball, tilting the tailbone under and then tilting the tailbone backward, really focusing on the movement of the pelvis over the movement of the whole spine. Another position off the birth ball is an assisted squat. This will definitely be a bit more of a challenge, especially to do in labor. But if baby is having a hard time engaging in that pelvic inlet, it might be worth giving it a shot. So with your feet a little more than hip width apart, you'll squat down and drape your upper body over the ball so that your spine is rounding and moving that sacrum out of the way to increase the space in the top of the pelvis. Now, it's not the easiest position to be in, but with the support of the birth ball, it is a bit easier and it's very effective, but you can also do this without the birth ball as well. Now, as baby's head moves deeper into the pelvis, we want to focus on creating space in the mid-pelvis. When your baby is engaged, they are at 0 station, and this is the narrowest part of the pelvis. And the way we help create more space in it is by using asymmetrical movements. So with the birth ball, you can do this by sitting on the ball with 1 foot elevated. You can use a yoga block, a low stool, or a big book or 2 stacked on top of each other. With this position, just be mindful of your balance since your feet won't be equally holding your weight. You can play around with your movement in this position, doing your hip circles or moving side to side into your elevated leg. The next one you can do is the side lunge while kneeling over the birth ball. You'll plant 1 foot out to the side while the other knee is supporting you on the ground, and then from here you can roll deeper into your lunged knee. Other movements without the birth ball are curb walking, sideways stair walking, or lying on your side with the bottom leg extended and the top leg in front with the shin on a peanut ball or a stack of pillows. And those will all help open the mid-pelvis. The final place that baby moves through is the pelvic outlet, the bottom of the pelvis. Now, to help open this part of the pelvis using the birth ball, you can drape your top half over the ball and keep your knees close together and your feet splayed apart. This is actually a great pushing position, even though you probably have always thought pushing requires you to pull your legs way out wide like many care providers tell moms to push. Legs way out to the side actually close off the bottom of the pelvis because it brings the sit bones together instead of widening them apart. Now, of course, there are other positions without a birth ball to try to give birth in, but I will talk about that in another video, and if it's already released, I will have it linked right up here. So those are some birth ball positions and movements that you can use in labor. Now, I know it can feel overwhelming to try to remember all of these, but unless there is a stall in labor or mama needs some help finding some positions to get comfortable in, you don't necessarily need to do all of these at a specific time. The most important thing that you can do is just to listen to your body, learn how to breathe, and totally relax during each surge, which I explain how to do in this video right up here, and then follow your body into positions that feel right to you. Now, in my Built to Birth course, there are cheat sheets that I provide you with to bring into your labor with you. So you can check out the full course with those cheat sheets or the free mini birth class down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, mamas.